June 6th. Okay. I've had a few dreams. I don't even know where to start. I had a few dreams. This new fire sign has been in them, but I can't. I think I've just been so exhausted that I haven't slept with the meditation music, so I haven't really gone to bed with the intention to remember. And to be quite honest, I haven't, because I haven't wanted to. God, I don't know why I feel so itchy. I took a shower. Yeah. So and neighbors. So, but I woke up feeling a little bummed out. I don't know what it was. I don't even remember. I feel a lot better. I feel better. I think I don't know why I woke up feeling a little heavy, but it could have been the dreams. I don't remember. But I was supposed to take a nap, but then knocked out. And I was gonna take a nap right now only because it's 9 p.m. And it wasn't like a busy day per se. It was busy in the sense that I was out and about. So I'm excited to report on. I know I had said I found my beach, but even like the community, I drove along the one, and I think it's the one. I really loved it, and that helped. I think that helped get me out of a funk. And then I went to Land's End Trail, and then there was like a part of me that just wanted to walk it again by myself, like as a way to reclaim it back. Because I tend to, memories tend to like kind of solidify in my head, and I've done this before, right, where it's like I have an experience, and then I have to kind of relive that experience, or have a do-over, if you will. But for me, especially if I had that experience with someone else in that location, so it's just a way for me to reclaim some of that back. Like, no, this memory is also mine. Like, it's not just during that time period where we were together, It's kind of like this whole Iceland thing. One of the reasons why I want to go back is that I want to be able to kind of reclaim or create. It's just creating a new memory for me, because and not that the old one was not good, it's just like creating a new version of it, right? Like an upgraded version. And yeah, so anyways, totally not what I was going to talk about. What was I going to talk about? I haven't posted in like 3 days, only because I just haven't had the energy to, and I've been kind of preoccupied with everything else. Like, I'm still trying to finish up my notes, and I'm not too stressed out about it because I know I'm going to get it done. But I just started training today for the Expect Respect. So I'm excited about that. It's different curriculum, but I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for this experience, and to be a part of something like this, and to see the need for it, not just in the city, but in my clients, and just the realization that we need more of this, right? So anyways, I'm really looking forward to that. The next video, though, if I'm entertaining the idea that I might post on one, because I've been really busy. If I post on one, the next one, it's the new one where it's going. I haven't even like worked on it. I think it's called Going Back to School. It's the first chapter 47. Going Back to School is what I titled it. I just haven't put it together. So it's funny, going back to school, and today's like the first day of Project Survive. Or not Project Survive, Expect Respect. And we were talking about this element of going back to school. It's so funny, because not just that, but I'm actually going to enroll in going to go back to school, because one of the things I thought about doing was, realizing, I'm like, you know what, I mean, do I have access to do my CEUs? Yes. And that's just separate, right? That's just for my licensure. But it's different when you're in a classroom setting. It's different. And I really appreciate the learning that I do with my peers. And so, especially because this whole element of, you know, being a peer, through, like, they really stress on peer education as the teaching model. I some of the courses are just so interesting, and these were courses that I never really, you know, gave myself an opportunity to fully embrace, because I was just so rigid, right, in what I was trying to achieve at that time in my life. And now it's more like, oh wow, this is really interesting, I just want to take it just because it's interesting. So I'm hoping, I'm gonna sign up tonight, and hoping that it the classes that I want are available. So that's funny. It's all going back to school. Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? There was something else. I need to turn in my ballot, because I usually do. I usually get it in the mail, so that I could have time to, like, have it ready and, like, submit it. I always feel like I have extra time, just in case I don't have the time to actually go. Although tomorrow I will, because I changed my schedule and I have it cleared for most of the afternoon. But anyways, I wanted to speak on the element of being present in the moment, right? This element of just finding opportunities to just be present in the moment. Because we can really get stuck, right, with these. Oh wait, going back to the training. Well, yeah, just kind of owning where we're at in the moment, right? I think there's that was a theme today with my clients, was just this element of, like, just staying present. All we can do is just stay present, right? And how depression can really hold us back, right? And kind of take us to the past with these ruminating thoughts, and how the anxiety can kind of, like, take us to the future and kind of keep us there, versus just living in the present moment, right? And I mentioned that I learned so much from my clients, and the words of one of my clients has been resonating, and they had shared had that realization that this moment in their life, and this was like a while back, this moment in their life, they felt, how did they word it? In this moment, I am the safest that I've ever been. I am the safest that I've ever been. And so I've been sitting with that that comment, right? And this element of threes. So that reminds me to make a note of what else I want to talk about that happened this weekend. But this element of threes, right? And so kind of using that statement in the present moment, right? And so because I've been in my little funk, right? In terms of just love and, just relationships and business and, like, work, like, just kind of shifting. I'm in the middle of shifting again in this transition, right? Of transitioning from taking those courses to the summer and training and getting back on track with my paperwork and getting back on track with creating footage, because I'm really somewhere in the middle right now. And so this element of, because I thought about those words, my clients' words, so I created, of course, post-its, these statements for myself. It's only going to get better. Future, right? It's only going to get better. It's getting better with each passing moment, right? With each passing moment, it's going to get better. It's only going to get, maybe it's the same. I don't know. For me, it's different timelines. I could totally be wrong. And then realizing this moment is the best moment of my life so far, right? Just thinking about, like, gosh, everything I've gone through, This moment is it. This moment, right? It goes back to that element of like, you're in two places at once all the time. Yeah, you're always in more than one place, two places at once. You're at, oh no, I guess it's three, because I'm at the end of the cycle that I just finished, right? I'm at the start of what's coming, but then I'm also in the present moment. If you could count that as all three, right? But really, it's all one. Maybe? I don't know. I'm visually seeing it. Oh, this element of threes. So then I rewrote this other one about love. With each passing moment, love is always coming towards me, right? And here's why I'm wording it in this way, why these words are important. This element of manifestation. I've noticed an increase in my anxiety and fear today and these past few days, and I'm just like, what? Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? I don't know where it's coming from, but I don't like it. That's all I know, is that I don't like it, and I'm almost like creating images of like I literally had the thought, like, oh my gosh, my car's gonna get stolen. Oh my, like these thoughts that I haven't had in like, I don't even know if I ever had them, and if I did, they came out of like just coming by, and but there was almost like this anxiety of like, gosh, like, is something bad gonna happen? Is something? Oh, you know why? I think it goes back to that ticket. The ticket of offense has kind of been lingering in the back. That I'm getting a ticket for something, right? And just kind of like, there was no emotional connection to this ticket. It was more like, okay, I'm getting a ticket. And even just thinking of like these other moments in my life, like when my car got broken into, and just how there was a whiff of anxiety, but it was at bay, and I was so calm through that process and just like in shock that I was like, oh, okay. And these other dreams that of someone breaking in, I don't know. I don't like the feeling. So hence why I created these statements for myself. So with each passing moment, love is always coming towards me, right? Just trying to be mindful with my words and what I want to attract. Oh, that's why, because that was a theme this weekend. What I want to attract. This moment, love is here because I am love. And with each painful experience, I am becoming a greater expansion of love. So those were the three statements that I really loved the word choices, right? With each passing moment, love is always coming towards me. This moment, love is here because I am love. And with each painful experience, I am becoming a greater expansion of love, right? Because pain is just love that's retracting and is waiting to expand. So this weekend, I don't know if I recorded, some pretty cool moments came up. And sad moments. I was able to use my Chiron knowledge and North Node and South Node knowledge to do birth charts, or a quick review of birth charts for my loved ones who were grieving the loss of my nephew from a few years ago. They're still struggling with it because it was documented as a suicide, but we all believe it was an accident, a really honest accident of just an accident. And so a prank gone wrong, really. And so through this process of going through their Chiron, there was almost this feeling of like, oh yeah, like this recognition of like, that's what I've been struggling with. Can I take a picture of it? And just helping them find some pieces to their life that they already knew, but this was just validation, right? And confirmation. And then they were able to kind of take it and kind of integrate it a little bit more with their life experiences. But what was interesting was that for some of them, I noticed a discrepancy with a North Node and the South Node, and I wanted to make a note of this because I'm curious now where else it's coming up. I mentioned that for mine there, I noticed there was blockages. And so the characteristics of the energy of Gemini, for example, right? Very talkative, very social, when in reality I was the opposite. And it's because my throat chakra was what I needed to kind of clear out, right? This element of speaking up, being seen. And now, even though I'm still kind of reserved, I actually feel good when I'm talking. I actually feel like more engaging. It feels good because I'm working on overcoming that blockage, right? So for one of my nieces, when I was doing her Chiron, or North Node, her North Node was this working towards partnership and relationships. However, and kind of balancing other people's needs, right? So in essence, she came from a first house. So her North Node was in the 7th house, so her South Node's in the first house. So technically in the South Node, there's this element of the gifts you come with, but you're working towards your North Node. In her case, she was brought up in an environment where it was all about others, firstborn child, all about her siblings, which was really fascinating because she immediately embraced her North Node and instead was needing to really balance out her South Node. And she had said, I feel good, I feel better when I do focus on me. But and she's an adult now, most of her young adult life and childhood was focusing on other people's needs. And so for her, it was almost this element of like recognizing where she was at and where the imbalance is. And then countering it, like, okay, if you started the first part of your life over giving, then balance the second part of your life giving back to you, right? So that you can go back to embracing more of that in a balanced manner, because it's all about balance, right? So it just made me think about how many other stories, right, where the North Node where there's other factors involved that impact the North Node presentation of it, right, and South Node presentation. And it reminds me of another client that I had where it was more similar to my story, where a lot of the and I'm probably even some of her North Node, there's so much emotional blockage that it's almost like I can't even recognize that part of me yet because I'm so emotionally blocked, right? And so I wanted to highlight that because I thought that was really interesting. And I hadn't seen it for the North. I'd seen it for like zodiac signs, right, in terms of the energy of those archetypes or whatever, and how personally, like for me, there was a blockage, but once I was clearing that out, then the natural characteristics of that energy just felt better. So I'm just a little note for myself, really. It's really a note for myself. The other cool thing was that I was updating my sister-in-law on my stories and my dreams because I hadn't talked to them since before the holidays or during the holidays. So they didn't know about those other dreams that I had about me potentially being pregnant and with this person from my past. And I hadn't even made the connection that that's why my belly was sticking out. If you guys don't remember, if you guys have been following along. And then the scene, one of the dreams later on about my 3 babies, right? That I was holding my 3 babies, but the father was not in that awareness. So I technically didn't know, but if you kind of follow along the story, right? It makes the assumption that it was this person from my past, but again, all in my head. Here's the funny thing. So if you've been following my story from the beginning, some of you know that I tried my green thumb and planted sweet potatoes. So I gave my sweet potato plant to my sister-in-law to take care of. And so when I got there this past weekend, she's telling me, she's like, oh, your sweet potato had babies. I said, oh, okay. So she's like, let me show them to you. And by this, I had already told her my dream story, right? I had told her about the threes and the three babies and the three were they puppies that they turned into puppies after I fed them. But even before that, they were three bunnies. They were three bunnies. And so she's like, oh, we put them right here. She goes into bed. She's like, no, this can't be. She's like, you and your threes. She tells me. Guess how many baby sweet potatoes. Let's see if I could. I got 3 sweet potatoes. The big one, the little tiny one, the little tiny one in the middle. Just reminded me of the 3 babies that I had, where the smallest one, right, was the one that I was more worried about, and the little one reminded me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're all the 3 different sizes. Exactly like they were in my dreams. I was tripped out and she was tripped out. She's like, no, that's not possible. What is it with you and threes? So we were just laughing. I thought that was funny. Nice coincidence, right? But yeah. So I just wanted to share that before I forgot. So I'm gonna try to catch up with what I need to get caught up. I'm officially in the tickety talk world. I opened up an account and I have a couple followers thanks to a friend of mine. So I am grateful for the Tickety Talk 101 that I'm getting. And but everything in moderation, right? I don't have time to like work on that today because I have other stuff that I need to work on. But I appreciate the learning and the slowly embracing being more and more in the public eye. So I need to be a little more creative, think about content, think about, yeah, just putting stuff together, what I do know, right? And continuing to add on with my life experiences. And, yeah, a lot going on, just being somewhere in the middle. Sheesh. So, yeah, okay, that's it. Have a good one. Bye. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.